You like that. Woo!
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull-Up Show. My name is BJ Matthews, a.k.a. B Jizzle.
And you already know who it is. It's your co-host that does it the most at Rick Masters 23 or Mr. Lee. The Pull-Up Basketball Podcast shirts, people. Y'all already know how I do this. The white, the red, the black. Yo, we got the hoodies, the sweaters. You already know what it is. We got that ticker down there. $ BJ Matthews, PayPal at Broderick Masters. Yo, so if you want to contribute to the show, you already know where to go. Also, we affiliated with YouTube. So if y'all want to leave some tags, you already know the deal. But yo, B Jizz, I'm going to throw the assist back to you.
Like my man said, you know what I'm saying? Cash App, $ BJ Matthews, our PayPal. My co-host at Broderick Masters. You go and send that with y'all got Cash App or PayPal, as well as our white and black and red shirts for $30, $35 for the sweaters, white, black, and red. If you guys would like to get one, put in the comment section, in the chat, or after this video. We got a very hot video for y'all today. Got some good comments right now. Salute to my man Plays for Keep. He said, BJ, like I told you, Nets and Clippers in the finals. I stand on that. Appreciate that comment. Embiid tore Jokic ass up. Y'all see that 47-point piece by Embiid yesterday, man, was crazy. So appreciate that. But also, before we start, let's give a special birthday celebration to Mrs. Tay. You know what I mean? She is I don't know her age, but she's her birthday today. So
she's 21. She's 40, but we say it's 21.
21. Y'all going to give Mrs. Tay a happy birthday. You know what I'm saying? Want to celebrate for her, and thank you for always being the moderator of the Pull-Up Basketball Podcast. She does so much for the show behind the scenes. So definitely appreciate her for what she has done. But Rick, let's get into it. You know what I'm saying? And Bruce said, pause, Andre. Salute, Bruce. Salute. We got a good topic for you guys today. We're going to talk about the NBA as far as a whole. So, Rick, you know, we grew up in the 90s, watched basketball in the 2000s. Grew up on guys like Kobe, Allen Iverson, Tracy McGrady, Ray Allen, Vince Carter, Shaquille O'Neal, Rasheed Wallace, Dirk Nowitzki, Tim Duncan, guys like that. Great historic players in the 2000s who are today Hall of Famers. NBA has changed. We all know the NBA is different from what it was back then. And one of the main alarming things that we noticed, that I've noticed at least, is the amount of load management that has gone on over the last, I would say, 5 to 8 years. And there's times where we look at load management, like it could be a good thing. But there's times, you know, where it could be a little bit too much. And I'm also believing that it's causing us to be actually less and less durable on the court, aside from a bunch of other things. But I want to kind of get your opening thoughts, bro, about load management and also why are players today injured. Just give like a little bit of an intro before we, go deep into it.
Absolutely, man. So my opening thoughts on load management itself, I don't have a problem with it. Even though personally I come from a point of view where if I feel like I can play, I'm going to play. So, for instance, if I roll my ankle and I feel like I can still put pressure on it, I'm going to continue to play. But if I go out there and I can't perform how I was performing, if I can't really put pressure on it, then I'm going to go ahead and sit down because at that point, you're hurting the team. So I feel like load management is very good to have, but I don't think it should be abused. And so that's the opening thoughts with that, just so you can see where I'm coming from. So going in with that, don't have a problem with load management. But do I feel that maybe some players probably like to hide behind the cover of it? Sure. But then do I also feel like that it's needed? Absolutely. Because you have some players who will try to play like Kobe is one of those players, man. Like Kobe, you bro, like your fingers are broken, your Achilles is just like all this stuff. He'll go out there and try to play. He'll continue to play. And I feel like players like him, you need load management. You need, like, with that type of mentality, Kobe, sit your butt down, bro. Let your body heal. Like, get back to it when you can get back to it. But I understand where he's coming from, because when you really love the sport of basketball, when you really want to play for people who paid all that money to come see you, your mental can override how you may physically feel at times. But at the end of the day, we're still human. So you got to let that body rest at times. But then again, I look at certain situations, like, let's say, like age, right? So the Spurs, I know Popovich, he used to like have Tim Duncan sit down some games, right? Even though Tim Duncan probably could play, he's not really hurt. It's like because of his age and where he was at in his career, it's like, look, we kind of want to save him for the postseason. I felt like that was strategic load managing. It's like because he's not a 20-year-old, Tim Duncan. This is 40-year-old Tim Duncan. This is 37, 38, and we need him for the finals. So in a way, I agree with it, but at the same time, I understand why fans and parts of the NBA got upset. Because it's like, well, if he's not really hurt, then let's not sit him down. So, load management overall, I don't have an issue with. Please use it if you really need it. I'm never against a person saying, hey, I don't feel well. My body doesn't feel well. I'm going to go ahead and take a break. No problems with that because I'm not you. I don't know how you feel. But the only issue I have with it is when players will use it as a scapegoat to try to get out of stuff. So that's my opening thoughts on it. What about you, B. Jizzle?
Okay, great opening thoughts, bro. And I like how you put it into contextual. Like, there are certain players that need it and certain players that probably can go better without it than others. So the Spurs example, of course, reality, the Spurs have been the known poster boy for doing this load management. And it wasn't just, with Kawhi Leonard, because I know people won't say Kawhi, but they were doing it with Tim Duncan, Ginobili, and Parker. And they were older in age, say you do need less, you need more time to rest when your body gets older. That's just how your body is, years and years of heavy pounding. You're going to need more time to, let your body recuperate. It's going to take longer. But the thing is that when he did it, Popovich did it, it was towards the end of the season. And it was when the Spurs actually had a nice little cushion in the playoffs where they could actually afford to rest their guys. What we're seeing now is players resting from the start of the season all the way to the end. Now, I will say Kawhi is the guy who's been the poster child of that. Right now, he's the main dude that's actually sitting out from the beginning of the season to the end. He started that back in, I think, 2019 with Toronto after he got hurt with the Spurs, where he told Toronto they had a plan for him to, play a certain amount of games throughout the season. I think he played 57 games and then, be having ready for the playoffs. So it was a strategic plan. And guys like Kobe who overworked themselves, when we seen not just Kobe, but Allen Iverson's another person, played through all types of injuries. Those players needed time to actually be more willing to take time off because back in the 2000s, it was not very unusual for a player to play 82 games or close to it every year. I think Jordan played 82 games like 9 times. You know what I mean? And that was with less sports medicine. That was with less better facilities, less trainers, all that stuff. So it's like, how did Jordan do it and how did other players of that time play more games when you have all this technology and aside from that, less physical play? So I'm going to throw it right back at you. What you think it is that why the players back in the older days, 90s, 2000s, 80s played more games than they do now? We'll give you a couple of reasons why.
Pain tolerance, physiology. I mean, when it comes to injuries, man, it's so complex because some people are just natural born genetically, like LeBron is a genetic freak of nature, but at the same time, LeBron really takes care of his body, right? Just like I look at a player like Charles Barkley. Like to me, he was just what is it, around amount of rebounds. Like he was just a natural stout dude. Like he just had body, he had strength. And all he really had to worry about was his weight. But naturally, genetically, you can't teach that. The dude could just run all day, grab rebounds. But ultimately, when it comes to injuries, I think there's 2 forms, right? You have the forms where you just have no control. And an example I can use is where Kawhi went up for that shot on the Spurs and the brother's foot slipped up under him and he rolled his ankle. It's like you really have no control of that. So you have injuries like that. And then you have injuries where it could have been preventive. I think of people like Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose ran a lot on his heels. If you slow down Derrick Rose and watch him play, he didn't really run on his toes. Like if you look at LeBron going for a block, he's very smart. LeBron would be coming down full speed. And when he's about to block you, he'll start tip-tapping like in football. He'll get on his toes and then he'll jump off. Because when you run on the heels of your foot, you're putting more tension on those tendons, on those knees. And you got to think you're playing night in and night out. Like 82 games, you're playing back to back and you're putting all that stress. And you don't really have that much time to recover because you're getting into another game right after that night. So it's not like your body takes all that abuse from the tendons, which also puts pressure on those bones. That's how you start getting fractures. That's how you start getting, soreness in certain areas. That's your body pretty much telling you, hey, brother, we need to rest. You played pretty hard. But in order to prevent certain injuries, it's also how you play during the game. And so when I think of Derrick Rose, and I'm just using him as a prime example, I think the brother had 4 knee surgeries like right after 2013 or during 2013. But if you watch how Rose played, even when he'll dunk the ball, he'll put all his, like when he'll come down from a dunk, all of that pressure landing on the ground, he'll land on one leg and his heel hits the ground first. He doesn't land on his toes. He doesn't dunk the ball, hang on the rim for a second, and then come down on his toes and come down smoothly. All that pressure come down on one leg and his heel touches the floor first. So now you got to think all that exertion, all that pressure, all that weight, you're throwing right on the heel of your foot and it's shooting straight up to your knees and all through the back of your, Achilles and your calves. And it's just putting a terrible strain on that body, right? But then if you think about people like Russell Westbrook, yeah, he got injured. I know he got, but again, it's 2 types of injuries. He got his face broken in that one play. He got his hand broken in one play because his hand got caught up in a jersey. He got hurt because of Pat Bev running into him. So again, certain injuries you just can't really prevent when it comes to you. It's just the outside force. But if outside of that, if you look at Westbrook and Rose, they're both crazy athletic. They're very explosive and they take off. But then the question is, then why does it seem like Westbrook still has the same kind of tenacity in his later years, but Rose ended so quickly? Look at the way they play. When Westbrook takes off in a sprint, when he's taking off running, Westbrook is on the forward, like the tippy toes of his feet. He's literally putting all that gravity and all that pressure on the front. Like if this is my foot, he's putting it all right here. He's not putting it back here on the heel. He's running on his toes. He's literally working those calves and putting all that balanced pressure to where the body can stabilize that going full speed. And he's putting on his toes. Also, watch how he dunks. After he dunks the ball, he lands for the majority of the time on both of his toes. He comes down and puts all that weight on both equally on his toes, right? And it shoots up his body, but he's bending his knees at the same time. He's not just throwing his heels out or throwing one leg out and putting all that pressure down. Because, yeah, you may not get hurt the first season doing that. You may not get hurt the second season. But if you do 10 plus years, 5 plus years, 82 games a night, and you keep doing that same movement pattern, eventually, because, like I said, you don't have really enough rest time, then let's not forget, if you go deep into the playoffs, that's more games for you and your team. Then that means your body really doesn't have enough time to rest. So then you're just constantly putting a beating on your body. And then before you know it, your knee goes out. But if you look at Westbrook, this man 30-something years old, and he's still explosive. So I do think it does have a big key on how you pretty much play during the game. Also, your diet, right? Your not only your rest, how you're resting and how you take care of your body, but it's also your diet. Let's look at Shaq and Charles Barkley. We know from history that they were poor eaters, man. Shaq has said himself, "I'll eat 3 Big Macs, 4 Big Macs before a game." And, Kobe get mad at me, but hey, who gonna stop me? I'm the most dominant force. It's not about you being the most dominant force. What Kobe understood was if you just ate a salad, you can eat your Big Macs, but this is game time. If you just eat a salad or a light pasta, you won't feel so rugged. You won't feel so tired. You can last those extra 5 or 8 minutes in an overtime, right? Because your body has that type of fuel to run off of. But if you eat Big Macs, which is high in saturated fats, salts, carbs, all these things that have negative effects on the body, guess what? It shows during gameplay. And then Dirk Nowitzki, another 7-footer, they asked him, "What do you eat?" He said light pastas. He'll eat salads. He'll eat high proteins before a game. And mind you, the reason why I'm bringing up Dirk Nowitzki and Shaq is because they're both big men. They're 7 feet tall. But yet one big man could be holding his jersey, breathing hard, starting to get fat because you got all that junk in your body. Then another big man is running down, going overtime with you, and eventually won a championship against some of the primetime stars we know today, back when they played against Wade. How do you think a person that old, that big, with that kind of pressure, that many years in the league, can still play against a young guy? because they take care of their body and they're watching what they're eating, what they're digesting. Because like everybody knows at this point, food is fuel, right? So if you're putting in clean, clean gasoline is usually better for the car, right? But if you're putting in terrible gasoline, it's gonna mess that engine up. So it's a lot of dynamics and it's very complex. But at the end of the day, I just kind of fall for two forms. Some injuries you can't control and some injuries you can prevent. But that's how I go with that one, B Jizzle.
Good points, bro. All good points. And I like how you spoke about Westbrook and Rose, because D Rose, we all know Rose is one of those guys that probably the most athletic point guard of all time, right? That's what he was referred to as, him and Westbrook. As far as his explosiveness, getting up on the air, the crazy movement, the body movement, the twist and the turn. I'm like, and I think you had mentioned this, you said he's the only dude that can change directions full speed. Twisting and turning. At some point, your body doing all that twisting and turning, your knees going this way, your torso going the other way, it's going to get you off balance, and something's going to have to give. Something's going to tear. Your body's not made to be able to have that type of wear and tear at that amount of time and speed. So he was just due for, multiple knee surgeries and, somewhat getting his athleticism taken away. But a guy like Westbrook, who's just as athletic, who's just as explosive, who's just as fast, he's playing. I look at his games right now. He's had multiple years. He played 82 games. And even recently, his last year, he played 78 games. So he's still playing a lot of games throughout the season. And you got to include the playoffs. Before he came to the Lakers, he was pretty much playing in every single playoffs. I don't think he missed one playoff except for one in Oklahoma City. And there was one early in the season, I think in 2013, where he got hurt. But other than that, he's been in the playoffs pretty much every single year of his career. So he's played a lot of games, but yet he's still, jumping around, still dunking, all that good stuff. And it's all because of his body mechanics. If you run on your toes, you're able to keep more of that pressure. And this is also something that people can use just by watching the stream. Even in everyday life, when you choose to walk on your heels and do that heavy pounding all over the house or all outside, you're putting out wear and tear on your legs. Sometimes you might look at it. You go to sleep at night, you're so much pain, you're so much aching. It could be basically how you choosing to, walk. It's choosing how you actually put your feet down. Instead of walking more on your toes or walking more lightly on the ground, you're choosing just to bang on the floor, and that's all wear and tear. So that's just not even sports, but that's also just every single day life. So y'all can take that gym with y'all. But let's get some of the people in here, man. I think personally, before I say this, I think the main reason why these players are getting hurt is for a number of things. I think it's because of their weight training. They're not training hard enough, which is keeping them from being ready for the rigorous season. Because when you actually weight train, you actually prevent injuries. People don't understand that. People think that weight training is just for you to look good. Weight training is for you for an actual impact sport, is to prevent injuries. Like when I got probably my best is when I was actually working out in the gym heavy, when I was actually putting up time in the gym, doing what I need to do, and actually being able to play at a high level. I avoided injuries. I was able to, take pounding on the court. And it was just, I probably felt the best of my life. It's probably like about 3 years ago. So when you get into that weight room and start hitting it hard, that prevents you from injuries. Another thing also is I think nutrition. Not eating the right foods. I mean, your body is basically 80% of it is about what you put in your body. 20% is about lifting weights. So if you're eating bad food, if you're working out but you're eating bad food, it's pretty much going against the whole purpose. You might get away with it at a young age, but as you get older, you're not going to be able to get away with eating those Big Macs like you said Shaq did, and all those fast foods, those fried foods. It's not going to work. You got to start being able to change your diet, eat more light food, fruit, vegetables, of course, and stay away from sodas and all that snack stuff. If you're an athlete, you're supposed to take care of your investment anyway. Or if you're just trying to live healthy, right? I feel like the health is the biggest thing in your life, because if you can't be healthy, then you can't really do nothing. So I think it's just the weight trend. I think it's the food. And I think, like you said, the mindset. Players were getting paid. They're getting guaranteed contracts now. So they're looking at it like, yo, we ain't got to play all these games right now. We ain't got to, kill ourselves. Back in the 2000s and 90s, you had to actually play to get your money. you weren't guaranteed nothing. So it's kind of comes down to a point where I have to survive. I got to go out here and play. Vice versa. Now these guys are getting like $20 million, $30 million, $40 million contracts. They taking off days. They taking sick days. Like, it's just like anybody at a regular job. You take a sick day when you don't feel like coming into work. I mean, these players are human just like us, man. And they choose to sit out for games, I mean, for a reason. But yeah, man. Let's go into the situation though, bro. Let's go and let some of these people in. I know you got to go in a little bit, but
click on Ashley Collins. I've been reading her stuff. Okay. Salute, Miss Tay. Everything is connected. Back in the 90s, players were playing up to 75-90% of their body's potential. Players now are 95 plus, which makes them prone to more injuries. So if I'm reading that, Ashley, and you know, come in if you can. Like, definitely click the link if you can. But when you're saying 75, because I don't want to read this wrong. When you're saying 75-90% of their body's potential, do you mean like far as what they're doing to prevent injuries, or what they're doing? Like Larry Bird, I'll use an example. Like, I know he hurt his back. I don't know if he was chopping wood or doing something outside of the game of basketball, but he hurt his lower back. So there's also things you could be doing off the court that can affect you on the court, right? And we know when he was in top shape, I mean, 3-time, you know, MVP. You know, we know he won champ. Like, the dude's a baller, right? He's a legend. But it's like, it makes you wonder, if he never would have hurt his back, how much further could he have went? You know, so again, I'm just trying to figure out, you know, what you mean by the, you know, the prone to more injuries, like the zones and the percentages. And then also, let's think about Michael Jordan. I mean, I think Michael Jordan had the mentality that most traditional people who played any sport, whether you're playing football or whatever, it's like, if you felt weak in one area, if you think you're not fast enough, you go work on your speed. If you think you're not strong enough, you go in the weight room. You know, you go strengthen the areas that you think you're not strong in. And one thing, when they played against them bad boy Pistons, they knew they had to get mentally tougher, but they also knew they had to get physically tougher, right? And so that's why when those bad boy Pistons beat them in the 90s, like, you know, 1990, they were like, hey, we gotta go up. And you see Jordan hitting them weights. He got stronger. He was getting those muscles tougher. You know, he was doing what he had to do mentally. Then he came back in 91 and turned Super Saiyan God mode. So it's like, you got to also know yourself as a player, what your weaknesses are. Like, if you top heavy, you know, you got natural strength, you big with your legs like sticks, you might want to focus on them legs. You might want to start hitting them squats and them calf muscle raises and getting that lower body stronger, and vice versa. So I definitely think it plays a big role in knowing what you're probably weak at as well.
Yeah, I would like to see Miss Ashley come in. I don't think she's ever came, but she's always in the comment section, you know, making some good comments. So if you can, Miss Collins, come in and get your case. Coach Dude Sports TV, respect your first time tapping in. I appreciate you coming through, brother. Appreciate you coming through. For first timers, make sure you guys put it in the comment section so I know y'all here, and also hit that like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell to get all of your updated videos when we drop something. If y'all like what y'all hear, we got Bruce in the building. We got my man Bruce, a regular timer. What's good, bro?
Bruce.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Salute, Bruce. We doing good. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. I know Ricky's in Dallas. He was hoping for Dallas 49ers tonight, right?
Dallas 49ers, man. Look, we'll get them next year.
Yeah, I've been hearing this for 23.
Hey, and we gonna keep believing, but you know, that's all we got is belief at this point.
I know. That's a team that's load managing, right? No.
Look, man, we've been losing so bad, I don't even got to come back.
I'm gonna be the old guy that's gonna say, "Get off my lawn, man." There should not be load management.
Okay.
If I'm saving money for like 3 months, trying to buy a ticket, and tickets are expensive, and I have to pay for hotels, I have to rent a car, you know, just to see you, and then all of a sudden, because you have a hangnail, You're not playing. No, man. No. The load management for what? All of those technology is supposed to be better, better food, better everything, and you flying shorter flights. You have shorter flight, and you load managing, really? Come on, man. I don't get it. I mean, Kawhi had success with load management in Toronto, so everybody's like, okay, we're gonna do the same thing. You know, I was looking at the other day, that kid flew from Argentina to see Jimmy Butler play. From Argentina.
Yeah.
And that's why that's why I wanted to see Kawhi play a lot this year. I don't want to buy tickets and he's not playing. That's one of the reasons why I haven't go see a Clippers game, to go to LA, because I don't know when he's playing. So I have to see. I have to look at the schedule. Okay, is he gonna play? Is he not gonna play? What? Come on, man. That was not the case when I was young. Man, somebody wants to see you for the first time, and I don't want to waste my money. And some of those players are not hurt. They're not hurt. You're supposed to have the best thing. You know, you have a handgun for massage on the bench now. A handgun. So why load management? And I agree with Rick. Derrick Rose was not very smart in his landing, but his coach killed him. The practice of that coach, I forgot his name. I can't remember people's name.
Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah,
Thibodeau. These practices are crazy. Everybody says that. And if you look at all the players that play for him, they're always tired when they get into the game. His practices are crazy. So Thibodeau did that to Derrick Rose. The game was over, and he still had Derrick Rose on the game.
I can see that. I remember that.
Yeah.
The game was over. He still had Derrick Rose in the game. Why? For what reason? So I'm against load management.
And you know what?
Sure.
Like I said, load management is one of those things where, like I said, I don't have an issue with it on paper, but I think it creates a space where players can, like BJ said, it could be like, oh, I'm gonna have an off day today. Like I just don't feel like playing today. And I think it creates that type of mindset and energy. But I want to ask you this, Bruce, because you did, you were around with the Birds and the Magics and those players. What do you think is the biggest difference between those mentalities and today's NBA when it comes to like injuries and load management?
Bird could barely walk, and he was still playing. I mean, that's one player that could load manage. Maybe he will have a longer career. He could barely walk. And one of the people in the chat saying the way the players are built is it okay? So they built fragile. I thought they were supposed to be stronger, more athletic. So I don't get it. So I've seen players, they barely can walk and they're still playing. Okay, the players are load managing now because there's more opportunities for them now. There's more opportunities for them off the court, So most of the players back in the 80s, 90s, they only had one check, the NBA check. So they have no reason not to play. But the other players now, they have endorsements, all their businesses, stuff. Why are they gonna risk their, this is gonna wait for the nail to come back? They're not, so they're not gonna risk to get injuries to play.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, Larry Bird could have. Man, Larry Bird was hurt. Everybody could see it. And he couldn't even sit down. He was just laying down on the court.
Who is this coming in? Who is that?
This is we got Herm, my man.
Herm, what up, Herm?
Memphis. What's good, bro? Big Herm.
Here's just logged in. Taz Vortex says, what is it? Verdict. What was this? This league is completely different in today's game. The pressure from the jumping, falling, and even stepping through is more complex than yesterday's game. Okay. And so now when so I think of just reading that, and I could be wrong, Taz, like just correct me. But like I'm thinking of players like Hakeem the Dream, right? I think he was very complex. Like I think his movement as a big man was just he was a ballerina. Like it was crazy. He'll grab a rebound, hit a quick spin on you, hit a combo move, and boom, it was over in 2 seconds. I think of people like Kobe. He was a ballerina, which I think Hakeem trained him. And he would just be spinning and just dancing and things like that. But I don't know if you mean in the concept of like they have to do more combo sets and dribbling or whatnot. But I personally think it does come down to how you're playing on your body, right? If I'm spinning on my heel, it's like I'm locking my leg down. But if I'm spinning on my toes, it's easier to maneuver, right? And then it also just depending on knowing how to shift your weight, because Kyrie just said this not too long ago. It's like he doesn't just work on his handles. He works on his body movement and body control, right? Like he has a dribbling set to where it goes with his body movement. So no matter what situation he's in, it's like he can maneuver and move. And I do think, let's say if I'm sitting in one spot and I'm trying to do a large crossover, I'm actually pulling muscle out way out here instead of just moving that way with my body and then coming back with the ball instead of trying to throw the ball way out here. And I'm stretching out all these muscles in my ribs out here, making it sore, and then trying to throw the ball way back over here, but I'm never shifting my body. So I think there's just like, when it comes to injuries, I think I like what Bruce said though. Bruce is like, certain coaches will run you to the ground. Like he made me think about that because Thibodeau was destroying them boys. Like I get that. So when you're already tired, and I remember our coach used to tell us in high school, don't play if your body feels super tired. Like don't even try to get out there and even play hard because all you're going to do is cause an injury. And I do think Thibodeau did kind of, go ahead and help old Rose blow them knees out. But at the same time, Rose was tearing them knees up at the same time. And, Bruce also made a good point of when players back in the day only relied on that one check, and players today, before they even play one game in the NBA, they got 20 million guaranteed. I think it does give you a different mindset because let's just say if you got a job somewhere and they say, hey, we're going to give you salary base, you're making 100,000 and, whether you come in or not, you're going to get paid this. And the option is whether you come in or not. That's an option. I'm still going to get paid 100K. But now if somebody says you're going to get paid 50K and you better be on time, we're going to give it to somebody else. And the economy's bad. You're going to show up to that 50K if ain't no jobs out here, right? So the mentality is different, especially if you got kids, you got bills to pay. I don't care if you're sick. You going to work because you got to make sure you take care of your family. But if a job says, yeah, we'll give you 100K, whether you come in or not, we're going to pay you. It's like I do see where it sets in a mindset of, well, I ain't really got to show up if I don't feel like it. I'm going to stay here and play the game today. I'll show up next week. I get paid 100K anyway. Realize to a person that has 2 children or 3 children, they barely making it. And they sick, they got COVID, they coughing. They'll put 3 masks on and go to work. Barely can talk to you, but they got to make sure they take care of people at home because they don't want nobody else taking their spot. So I do think Bruce does make a very strong argument with that. And then I like also what Bruce said, when you got people flying out to come see you, again, I don't have a problem with load management. In a sense, I don't even think Bruce really has a problem with load management if it's used the right way. But it's like, yes, if you can play and you got people flying from other countries, they paying all this money, please, 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 please play the game of basketball, right? Because people work hard. But if you're seriously hurt, you got a fractured bone, your knee, us as people understand, if you can show us, hey, he broke his hand. He broke his arm. I don't think your fan is going to be mad at that. You're actually hurt. But guess what? We're gonna be taking stats on, okay, how's he this week? How's he next month? Is he healing up? Can he play? But I don't think nobody will hold it against you if you're actually hurt. I don't think that's the issue with anybody. But Ashley did, okay, she did respond. In the regular season, I don't blame Kawhi at all. But the fact he got success after putting emphasis on the postseason has made teams think all that matters is postseason success. Okay. Taz did respond to me. You're absolutely correct. But how many players like Hakeem during his time, he perfected his balance after years of experience? Most players are too athletic and not smart enough to perfect balance. Okay, fair enough, Taz. So then what I would say to that is then, like you just kind of said, Hakeem looks like he perfected, he worked on himself, which again, players still have a say-so. Obviously, they have a say-so because they be telling their teams when they not gonna play. So it's like with that same mentality, then maybe players can have that same kind of energy for their bodies. Like LeBron's a good one. LeBron takes care of his body. He puts a lot into himself. So then it's like, does it just more so come down to, as an individual, I'm a do what I want to do? Or is it just coming down to, it's just a freak of nature type of, accident, injury, or this could have been prevented? What was I doing outside of the game of basketball to prevent this? And so, yeah, I like the response. I mean, Hakeem, obviously, as we can see with our own two eyes, definitely worked on his craft. But then again, that goes down to the other players today. Do they work on their craft like Kyrie? Do they set up a dribbling set that moves with their body instead of outstressing their body when they're doing dribbling sets? Like it does come down to a number of things. But when it comes to load managing alone, I don't have an issue with it when you're really hurt. Don't have an issue. If you're really hurt, I think every fan can totally agree in any genre of sport. If you break a bone, you got COVID and you're coughing up stuff, hey, rest, my brother, rest, my sister. Don't just heal your body. But if you like, oh man, my pinky hurt, man, if you don't get out there and go shoot that basketball, bro, you better wrap that bad boy up. Let's get going.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, we got Ace 30. What's good, man? What you got?
Yo, salute everybody. I think it's a good topic. I just think there's three common factors that haven't been mentioned yet.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, from a basketball sports perspective, guys are just simply playing way more games than they were in previous generations. From a younger kid, and BJ know this, like they're starting to recruit guys when they're in elementary school. Like just like if you have real aspirations to make it to even the Euro leagues at this point, now you have to play not just your high school games, but also you got to play a plethora of circuits and AAU games. So instead of this typical 4 to 6 months, you come into basketball, you come in 8 to 9 at a younger age. That's way more games, and that's leading up to you being a pro. So there's more wear and tear in your body. That's the first factor. The second factor is people don't give enough credit for where the game is now. The amount of skill and innovation these guys have, it forces especially the bigs to cover more space and ground. So it's not like the 90s and 2000s where the spacing was more paint focused. Their spread, the majority of teams are running spread 4. So from a rim protecting responsibility now I not just have to just worry about the paint. I have to worry about covering the baseline, covering my reach side rotation, split action, on all these other things that simply we can see in today's league, where not just the bigs but also the forwards have to cover way more ground than before. Some of the elite teams, they initiate the offense 30 feet away, which is wild. But you still have to protect that rim. And then the third factor is it's not the players. Majority of the load management is the front office, because guess what? There's more investment within these players. TV deals going up. There's not only the players, but also the organizations are making more money. So that the players are more liable assets. So as an organization, we don't need to push you to play 82 games if I can just pay you 65 and you still bring us more money in the playoffs. Most recent examples, people like to say Zion load managed. No, this on proven, it's been reported multiple times. Zion was healthy nearly towards the about 3 months before the season ended. He wanted to play, but the Pelicans sat him down. BJ multiple times this year alone, put up multiple articles stating Kawhi wants to play. But guess what? The Clippers organization medical staff sat him down. Same thing for Paul George. So it's not on the players. It's more so on the organizations for load management than the individual players. Bro, these are NBA players, bro. You don't just fall into the league, bro. Every one of these guys dedicated thousands of hours to that craft to make it there. They care about the game. But at the same time, you got to understand this is a different day. These guys are more of a more are not just athletes. They're businessmen. They're assets. It's that simple. So and the organization is going to view them that way first before the idolatry that an athlete should be an Iron Man. And I do agree where, like, if you are going to load manage from an organizational standpoint, you have 42 home games. Do it for those. Don't do it for the away games where you play certain teams just twice a year. Like, that's ridiculous. And to be honest with you, there's like before, I remember 3 years back, before COVID, like the NBA had a crazy like back-to-back issue. Like I remember the Celtics went from Toronto to the Grizzlies to goddamn, what was the place? To Portland within 5 days. I'm like, that's crazy. So how you expect players to play like that and give you optimum basketball? That's ridiculous. So, but like they adjusted that a little more. They reduced the back-to-backs, but it's still a little more crazy back-to-back. So I don't think load managers strictly on the players. I think it's more guys are playing more basketball at a younger age. B, the game's way more spread out. So every especially the bigs have a couple more ground. And then C, it's the front office. It's not these players. The front office want to protect their asset. Simple.
Yeah. And appreciate that, Sturdy. And also, Bruce, make sure y'all hit that like button, man, when y'all come in here. So Bruce just said the Clippers announced that Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are both out tonight, load management. See, this is my thing. I have one question. What is the counterbalance from actually load managing guys to actually doing your job and giving the fans what they came to see? Because Bruce brought up a point that really hit home. And this is why Kobe's my favorite player. He took it upon himself to say, I have an obligation to the fan base. If I'm healthy to play, if I can walk, if I can move, I can shoot, I'm going to have an obligation to these fans to play. And that's just built off your character and your morals and how much you respect the game. And that's where I come from. Like, it's no one's bigger than the game. If you can go out there and play, if you can go out there and shoot, if you can go out there and score, walk, talk, all that stuff, you really should be out there playing. Now, I understand the business side of it, the business acumen, but that's why I asked, at what point do we kind of put a stop to it and say, okay, look, we're millionaires. This is $1 billion industry in the NBA. You're going to get paid, and it becomes somewhat about more business than actually doing what you came to do and actually repaying the job that the opportunity that gave you. Like, if you don't cheat the game, the game won't cheat you. I'm a firm believer, if you don't cheat the game will not cheat you. I think when you take shortcuts and you start trying to, do things to kind of cut corners, I think that's when stuff kind of goes out of your way and out your favor. So, I don't like this. I don't like the load management that we have with Kawhi and Paul George. It's not, and then again, I keep saying it's not them, it's the organization. And they're not just doing it with him, they're doing it with John Wall too. And I'm like, it's affecting our seeding, not having these guys out here. It's affecting our chemistry. It's affecting where we should be in the standings. And it can turn on us in the playoffs, because it's like, you gotta have camaraderie. You can't keep having these guys sit out for points of the season and expect them to get a rhythm, man. Like, it's just too much off and on. So I'm just gonna ask y'all, what point do you have where this kind of stuff stops, or kind of get somewhat of a grip to it?
I mean, and Sturdy, by the way, good, phenomenal points, man. I was actually like in my head just taking notes. Like, I like that. So yeah, players do play more games very, very young, starting off very young. So I like how you brought that up. The second thing, I like how you brought up and actually using some stats there, just showing that players do want to play, but their organizations keep them because they're assets. So with that being known, and if you can find Pagan, not the one he just wrote, but he wrote something earlier by saying, where do we struck a chord between load management and these organizations? You strike them in their pockets, right? If we're looked at as an asset, if the players are looked at as money and just dollar bills, then what the fans can start doing is just not showing. And that's what Bruce is basically saying. I'm not coming from Argentina or coming from where I'm from if I know my player is not going to play. So then if you know that if more fans do that, which affects the money flow and the revenue, then before you know it, that's how you start getting the ear of these big organizations, because they want your money. And so that's how I think you get somebody's attention, because if they're after your pockets, then you just take your money back. Like, hey, well, since you guys don't want to play Kawhi Leonard, and since you guys don't want to play, how about none of us show up to the Clippers game? How about none of us have an NBA TV package? Since you don't want to play Kawhi Leonard. And before you know it, they'll come with all these cool deals. Hey, come to the first 10 games free, and we're because now you mess with their money.
Right.
It's like you'll watch
Right.
Kawhi Leonard play every day.
Facts. If
So
you
I
hit them
think
with,
that's
if
how
you
you
hit them
do
in their
it.
pockets, if you can hit them in their pockets, I'm guaranteeing you they're gonna start playing these guys the regular amount, and it's up to you to make sure that your guys are able to withstand the season. And there's ways to do that. If you're still in like your prime, you should be playing out there hooping. If this guy LeBron at 38 years old, even though he has went down in games, he usually plays. I will give LeBron that. He usually steps out there and he plays. So we got Taz Vortex coming in here. What's good with you, man?
What's going on, y'all? Salute. Appreciate the content, BJ. Been listening to you for a while, man. But I kind of got a different perspective coming in on this load management situation.
Okay.
For me, I am a San Antonio Spurs fan. And everybody knows Kawhi Leonard wasn't the first person to start load management. Greg Popovich at Tim Duncan's old age, I mean, he would literally put on a report, old age is the reason why he's not playing. All right, for us San Antonio Spurs fans, we usually understand what it takes going through 82 games of a season for a player to be at their peak when it comes to the playoffs. Now, I understand what y'all saying about how the continuity and how the players actually need to play together in order for them to have success in the playoffs. But looking at the San Antonio Spurs, because I became a fan probably around 2003, they were more focused on the role players getting to the peak performance that they can play at. So while Tim Duncan was resting and Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili, while they were literally resting, he had Kawhi Leonard out there on the court 24/7. He had Boris Diaw. Like, they were literally out there putting in work, trying to get to a next level for the role players, because they already knew what the star players were going to bring to the table. Now, like I said, I understand what y'all are talking about, especially with the fans. It can be kind of sad for the fans, but at the end of the day, when it comes to the playoffs, you'll see more of a healthy Kawhi Leonard, a more energized Kawhi Leonard, a more energized Paul George. You know, freak accidents do happen. I do understand that. But when it comes to a player's body, like for me, I play rugby. So coming from that sport, I understand the wear and tear on the body that any games bring to the table. And for me, I think basketball, when it comes to the wear and tear, is a lot tougher than rugby, because you have to consistently move laterally. You have to consistently jump. You have to actually know how your body maneuvers in the game. And that's why I was bringing up the balance situation, because a lot of these players I'm seeing love going to strip clubs nowadays. They love going out, partying, eating, doing whatever the hell they want. But at the end of the day, they don't really understand how to take care of their body. And just coming from that perspective, I am a complete advocate for load managing, because these players have a lot more going on with their body than what we realize in the NBA. And BJ, as I understand, you were a professional or semi-pro basketball player, so you understand how much your legs take when it comes to these games, especially back-to-backs, you traveling everywhere. So that's just all I got to say for right now.
Okay. Yeah, it's good sentiments. Anybody want to respond and we appreciate the sentiments, brother. Welcome to the show. Anybody want to respond to Taz?
So I'll say this. Very good points. I mean, especially we specifically dial in on the Spurs. I mean, yes, Popovic held no punches. He told you why he was doing it, right? He told you exactly why. The old age. It's like, hey, these brothers ain't 20 no more. And we old Timmy getting up there in those 40s and those late 30s, and we need him for the playoffs. And again, I think it kind of go back to what I said towards the beginning of the show. I think as a fan, if it makes sense and we can rationalize it, we don't really bother. We just want to be updated, right? We just want to make sure, like, hey, especially you're a fan of the Spurs. So when it comes to Tim Duncan, you're probably like, yo, Tim, you good? You're gonna be ready for the playoffs. I think fans don't have an issue. But going back to what Bruce was saying, then it's like, what about somebody who flies for somewhere, which you did touch on, and I do acknowledge that. You said it does suck, but then it comes down to what Sturdy was saying. Mr. Sturdy was saying, really, it's like we got to come to this point now. If it's more so the front office doing it and not necessarily the players, then what I think from a fan's standpoint is you got to start hitting the front office pockets. You got to make a stand, because if you allow them to keep doing that, they're not going to change. They're going to do what they want to do. Like you said, they're making money with less games played. They're getting what they want out of the system. So then in order to get what you want out of the system, you're going to have to reconstruct it somehow. You're going to have to come at their main principle, which is that money, their assets. So like I said, if I came to come watch Tim Duncan, but I travel from Argentina, it's like, yo, at some point, that fan base, they have to get behind each other and say, we not showing up to no home Spurs games until y'all start playing Tim. And I guarantee you're gonna see something happen, because now you're messing with they number one asset, and that's their money. And so until then, I feel like if you're not messing with that revenue, if they don't really see no big dip, hey, it's gonna be with the front office, almost like the government and us, right? Until something happens to where we affecting them, it's gonna stay the same, and it might get worse. It's like y'all keep buying these NBA TV packages, y'all keep showing to these games even though players ain't playing. They're gonna be like, hey, we still making our money, so pish posh, they'll be all right. Yo, Jimmy, fly out to Argentina tomorrow and go take a picture, come back. Like it ain't gonna change nothing. But then, like I said, you start messing with that revenue, they gonna be your friend. They're gonna be like, hey, they gonna go to your door. Hey, we got free tickets to the game tonight. We noticed y'all ain't show up in the last 2 months because y'all saw a $2 billion drop in revenue. Yeah, we know.
Man, what happened to the love of the game, y'all? Why cats don't love the game like they used to?
I think players love the game. I think Sturdy.
They love the
Sturdy
money.
had a good point.
I mean, I don't think Ben Simmons loved the game.
They love the money. Shit. They don't love the game. It used to be cats out there. It used to be cats in the league. They ain't gonna miss a game to say they like it. They love the game so much.
Oh man.
These cats don't love the game like that, man.
The thing is, for me though, I gotta say, like, I don't think it's that they don't love the game. It's just you got certain players at a high caliber, like a James Harden, that'll show you, I would rather be doing this to be playing the basketball game right now. It's just those certain players like him. Like, what can you say about Giannis that will tell you that Giannis don't love the game? Now, Giannis, he'll get hurt, but Giannis is actually going to put in the work to get back on the floor. Same with Kawhi Leonard. Same with Paul George. Same with all these other high caliber, like Anthony Davis, for an example. He's one of those guys that we can't even get a gauge on if he loves the game or not because of how much he is hurt. Charles Barkley literally called that dude street clothes. Like, we really don't understand where his mind is.
Giannis played about 70 games a year though, so you really can't even critique Giannis because Giannis played most of the games any damn way.
Yeah,
you
and
don't see that a lot.
He's still load managing though. This year, Giannis has been sitting out quite a bit sometimes. So we just got to take in perspective, like, these high caliber players, they really have to put in the work when it comes to the game. So I'm just gonna keep it where I know, like Kawhi Leonard, he's my favorite player for a reason, because I understand from coming into the league as a defensive player and getting all the way to an elite offensive sport, you're gonna have to be putting in the work day in and day out. Off now,
You,
he has. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, you still a Kawhi fan? You a Spurs fan?
Hell yeah, I was supporting Kawhi whenever he was sitting out. Like, I'm a person literally that was like, all right, if y'all don't care about a man's body and he's out here the one getting y'all to the Western Conference Finals, and y'all want to bring him in even when he's telling y'all, yo, I don't think I'm ready for it right now. I don't support that, because that's just a BS move for an organization to pull, just because you want somebody to play some games whenever you want them to play. So that's why I was completely supportive of Kawhi, even when he went to Toronto. I was a Toronto fan for a little bit just because Kawhi was there. Now I'm a Clippers fan for a little bit just because Kawhi is there.
Don't you think that Kawhi load managed too much now? It's like,
oh, hell no. I don't think he do. I think the organization is taking shit too far. But I don't think Kawhi is low managing on purpose like that. Like, he literally is, like BJ has always been telling us, he wants to play. Now, I understand if Kawhi wants to play, he'll get out there and damn near play every game. But if he just don't feel right, he'll low manage. But go ahead.
They have a chance for the 2-3 seed. They on no roll. They won 5 straight. They are the 4th seed, and they decide not to play today. That's pissing me off.
That is stupid. I can agree with you on that one. I didn't like that when I first heard that on the show, because when I saw them both playing in the Atlanta game, I knew Atlanta was not as much of a competitor as Cleveland would be. So I went into today thinking that they would actually be playing today. But that shit, yeah, it does suck. But at the same time, they're literally looking for the playoffs. This is a playoff team at the end of the day, and we all know that. And that's what we really looking forward to.
That's bad for basketball, though. Bad for basketball.
It is, but it ain't at the same time, because these teams that we see load managing, like the Clippers, we know we're going to see them 2nd, 3rd round in the playoffs. And that's what we're really waiting on right now.
I'm gonna tell you, when was the last time Kawhi played?
I'm gonna tell you some real shit. It's a damn shame that we got a 38-year-old in LeBron James willing to play in almost every game, because LeBron James ain't missed shit lately. He's been playing every game, going out there, giving 100% up at every damn game. And you got these other guys, one of those, man. You got a 38-year-old not missing shit, but you got these other motherfuckers missing games.
Well, LeBron is trying to win that Kareem championship.
He gonna get he can sit out for a month. He still gonna get that. That ain't got shit to do with it.
He has to win that Kareem MVP, man.
LeBron wants to compete. Whether the niggas like him or not, that nigga want to compete.
Hey, I got a question for you.
These niggas don't want to compete, man.
Like, okay, you talk about LeBron. LeBron is literally 6'8", 6'9", 260 pounds.
He 38.
Man. Yeah, he a freak of nature. But the thing is, how many major injuries have you seen LeBron take?
Really, one.
That's it? How many major injuries have you seen Kawhi take?
2.
Literally 2 injuries on the same leg, and he has a degenerate knee. So that means his cartilage in his knee is breaking down.
But I'm not saying about Kawhi Leonard. Not once I talked about Kawhi Leonard. I'm just talking about in general.
Yeah, I do understand that, but like when it comes to LeBron, like we ain't finna see nobody like LeBron out here like that. Like the only time you'll see somebody like LeBron is if you go to the special forces in the military at the age of 38, they're still doing what they got to do.
Now we seen other guys. We seen other guys like other legends of the game. John Stockton didn't miss a game for then 10 years straight.
He was a smaller guard.
Now, shit. That's even more risky.
That's even more. Yeah, exactly.
If you're smaller, nigga, that's more riskier.
He was getting smacked around when he.
The thing is, Herm, the league, it was a different league, bro. Like it was still dependent on Jordan, and it wasn't monetarily there yet. So it's a different. It's not these players, bro. You keep thinking these players, like there's only 450 jobs in the league, bro. And then every single year, at least 20 dudes go in, 20 dudes come out. That's nearly on 5%. So it's like, bro, like these dudes want to play, but
Hey, Sturt, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Yeah.
Once LeBron James finally decides to step away from the game, what shape do you believe the NBA is going to be in once he do leave?
I think it's gonna be good because I think they're slowly learning from their mistake they did in the 90s, which was putting all their buckets into one player. Now you see, I don't think there's a transcendent charismatic personality, in my opinion. I don't see, maybe Luka, maybe, but like I don't see Tatum or Embiid or Giannis being like that level of superstar like Curry, Kobe, and LeBron was. I don't see that. But I do see the league balancing it out though. I do see the league saying, "Hey, this is the NBA. We have diverse talent in every position. We got this different pro styles. Da 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 da." So that's what I think they're gonna do. I think they're gonna do what they similarly did in the 2000s, but a little bit better in terms of marketing.
The NBA is gonna be fine without LeBron. He hasn't done anything in playoff for a couple years.
No, that's not what Herm asked though. That's not what Herm asked.
Yeah, that ain't what I asked, bro.
No, didn't you say that all the NBA is gonna be when LeBron retire?
Finally, when he steps away from the game, because see, people don't realize that despite of what people may think of LeBron, what you may like and don't like about LeBron, he had the NBA on his back. Honestly, the NBA been on his back. So I mean, literally, when you lose an icon like that, LeBron's an icon, whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
I asked Sturdy what shape the NBA is going to be in once that icon and LeBron steps away, and he answered the question.
Okay.
I got a question for Taz. And y'all know Kawhi my favorite player too, but I gotta ask this question: do you think, going back to the Spurs, because you made a good point, Popovich was the person that enforced it? Do you think, though, that it was something to say, though, he would do it more towards the end of the year and they have a playoff berth already, vice versa? Right now with us and these Clippers, they're doing it all throughout the year where it's affecting our seeding. Because I remember Tim Duncan would play 75, 77, 70, 80-some games a year. Tony Parker would play around 70 games. They would play games. They wouldn't sit out until they were comfortable in the season.
Till like the last 2 weeks of the season.
Exactly. So it's a little. Is there something to say about that though?
See, that's a great point. You absolutely right about that, because usually, like you said, about 2 to 3 weeks before the season was over and heading into the playoffs, that's when most of their load management started coming in. But like when it comes to Kawhi, I see Kawhi in a completely different light than what most people see him in. And most of this, what we got going on this year is because of the organization. Now, Kawhi came in, he was not healthy in the first month of the Clippers plan. And I understand him load managing this year throughout the season. But like, let's take it to the year after the bubble. He was still load managing, but he was a healthy player. I didn't understand that quite as much as what I can understand this year. Because right now, we, like you were saying earlier, we need to jump seeds in the Western Conference. We in the 4th seed right now, but that shit ain't comfortable at all with how this Western Conference is going. That is not comfortable.
That's where y'all gonna be stuck at, though. Y'all gonna be stuck at the 4th or 5th seed.
Nah, I think Sacramento gonna take a big dip coming into the later part.
I don't think they are, to be honest.
They're gonna be around the 5th or 6th seed. Mark my words. You heard it here first. But
only reason I'm saying that because y'all gonna get it y'all own way, and that's why y'all gonna be the 4th or 5th seed. Y'all not gonna move.
I think y'all seeding is really dependent on like the Warriors, to be honest with you. Like, yeah, because really depending on how they end the season, they can end up being a top 4 seed. And I don't see Denver's not going nowhere. Even with Steven Adams being out for the Grizzlies, I don't think they're gonna fall lower than the 5th seed. And I really do believe the Kings, they proved me wrong. They're gonna be a top 4 seed. So I even mentioned guys like the Pelicans, and you don't even know if Luka can go on a run after the All-Star break. So Like
Mhm.
he said, that fourth seed is not comfortable at all.
It's only one team that Clippers should fear themselves. All those teams you guys are saying are not gonna do anything.
But you don't think BJ
Nuggets.
is on point when it comes to Denver though? I think BJ hit it right on the head when it comes to the Denver Nuggets.
I don't want the Clippers to have the mentality that Denver is gonna be tough. They have to have the mentality that they are better than Denver. Because if they go into the game like, oh, they're better than us, we have to whatever. They have to say, oh, we're better than them. We're just gonna prove it. So I'm not gonna say Denver is better.
I'm not gonna say Denver is better, Bruce. I'm just gonna say that they that team that got that that problem that we ain't cracked yet. They that Kawhi and PG will literally have to dominate that series. I'm gonna be honest, because Jokic, it's an issue that we have with that problem. We got to figure it out. So I don't know what it is other than Kawhi and PG have to dominate that series.
When y'all lost to them when they didn't have Jokic, that told me like they role players might be better than y'all role players. Like that.
Hey, Bones,
you have to entertain that conversation. Real talk.
It's because they didn't put anybody on Jamal Murray. They didn't put Kawhi on Jamal Murray. If you put Kawhi on Jamal Murray, that you cut off the part of the snake. I don't want to say the head of the snake because Jokic is.
I disagree with that. I firmly disagree with that because watching Jamal Murray plays, Kawhi is a elite perimeter defender, but at the same time, Jamal Murray is an elite of the elite ball handlers. People is literally sleeping on what Jamal Murray has brought to the game.
So you don't want Kawhi on him?
No, we need Kawhi on Aaron Gordon. That's who we need to stop from those backdoor cuts. No, you have to understand when it comes to Jokic, they feed Aaron Gordon on those backdoor cuts, and that's what kills us every time. We just gonna need to trap Jamal Murray, but Kawhi needs to be on a bigger guy because can't nobody on that team hold Aaron Gordon.
They have done that the last 2 games, and Clippers lose.
Oh, Lord. Okay. So when it comes to the Nuggets, I believe that in order for us to win, Zubac is going to have to, he has no excuse but to become a better defender. No excuse, because they are going to be.
Zubac cannot do it.
Why y'all want to take a page out of Philly book, put a smaller defender on Jokic, put like Roku on Jokic, just like how put PJ Tucker on Jokic.
The thing is, Herm, when Philly did that, they had Embiid shadowing Jokic. So like literally every time Jokic even attempt to go to the paint, he saw Embiid right there.
But Sturdy, you want to know why he was able to shadow? Because he was on Aaron Gordon. So Aaron Gordon is not a threat outside.
Yeah, I agree.
So you can have Zubac. You can have Zubac shadow.
Zubac ain't Embiid. Zubac is not Embiid, bro.
Yeah, but he's still a lone guy that I think he can play help defense. I don't think Zubac can hold Jokic one-on-one, but I think he'll be a good help defender if you put him on Aaron Gordon.
I believe that's the road that they need to go. Zubac being the best help defender that we have in that series, because the Nuggets, they front court might seem small, but they are a very strong team when it comes to the paint, bro. And that's what a lot of people don't realize. And the reason why Philly actually did what they did is because they had Embiid. Embiid is a serious problem for Jokic, just like AD is. And them 2 strong big men that can actually get to their spots and convert their points. You're going to need somebody like a Zubac helping on Jokic, because Jokic, he can space the floor. He has great playmaking. But the thing is, whenever he goes to the paint, if Zubac is already that person on Jokic, Jokic is just going to drop it down to Aaron Gordon. And that's the problem that I've been seeing through the Clippers, because we've been getting killed.
Or just cook them.
Yeah, literally. Like the problem that I've been seeing with the Clippers whenever we play Denver or whenever we play anybody, we get killed on backdoor cuts. Our defenders sleep all the time, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what literally kills me. As great as a defending team that we are mostly perimeter defenders. We're not even paying attention to that back door because we're looking at the ball at the top of the key. And that's the problem that we're going to have with the Joker, because that boy is smart as hell. And I don't think our defenders, like Paul George, he might be smart, but he's not as high of an IQ as a Robert Covington or a Kawhi Leonard. So we just gonna have to get smarter and be more efficient when it comes to the defensive end. When it comes to them, bro.
Y'all need a backup big so y'all can actually play him physical. Because y'all can't play him physical if Zubac's in foul trouble. And now you got like a 6'9" dude guarding Joker. Like, come on, bro. Like, y'all need a backup big. It's that simple to me.
Hey, but Sturdy, PJ Tucker 6'5", 6'6".
No, but Herm, I'm trying to. I'll drop a video for you. Like, he'll explain it. It wasn't just PJ Tucker. It was Embiid shadowing him. So, like, what Joker does, like, the reason why Joker's so elite is the fact that he reads backline defenses. He don't even worry about the guy in front of him. He reads backline defenses. So What that means is he's only reading what the bigs are doing, how the secondary player is going to rotate to help. That's all he's reading, and that's how he be killing everybody. So what the Sixers did, as PJ is pressing them, whatever, right? Joker still getting to his moves, still getting to spots, but now every single time he see the paint, he see Embiid right there. Eric Gordon try to cut, Embiid right there. Oh, Joker, I beat PJ. Oh shit, Embiid is right there. So that's what that was. The Clippers don't have that rim presence. They don't.
We got some people in chat. OC Love was good, brother. Look, so all good points. I think we get killed, like Trini Man said, on those back doors and cuts. See, this is what Jokic. When I see Jokic plays us, you notice he's not really playing like at a high intensity level. He seems to be playing more relaxed and calm. He's fighting guys on the back door. He's feeding guys off the pick and rolls. He's going through his regular momentum transition. And I think Rocco, Batum, Kawhi, PG have to be more alert and worry about the guys around Jokic. Because that's how he dominates the game, is by actually using his teammates. So I think he destroys us more with his passing than he does even his score. Not to say he can't score, but he's picking us apart with his passing. And that gives guys like KCP, guys like Jamal Murray, guys like Aaron Gordon, guys like Michael Porter Jr. confidence. And this goes back to our low management too. Us not playing enough games together, that's why we looked the way we looked against Denver. I'm going to disagree with Sturdy on this. He made a good point. But this one, I think I will disagree. I don't think their role players are necessarily better than ours. I think they have better continuity. If you win without Jokic, your best player, that means everybody knows where to be at on the court. And that can be changed, but the guys have to learn how to play and play more games together. Having us sit out a back-to-back still at this point is hurting us for the playoffs. I'm not so sure it's going to help us. It seems like it's hurting us.
Anyway, if Zubac is gonna be on Jokic, yeah, I'm gonna turn off the TV because I already know the Clippers gonna lose. So if we rely on Zubac to stop Jokic instead of putting Kawhi on Jamal Murray and Paul George on Aaron Gordon, and that's it. It's over.
Bruce, let me ask you a question. So I agree with the Kawhi and Jamal Murray. The only thing about PG and Gordon, do you think he's going to try to bully him in the paint? Because Gordon, I think, is a little bit stronger than PG. Not to say he can't hold his own, but you think that's going to be somewhat of an issue? And do you think, would you try to put Batum on Jokic, like front him in the post and deny him catching the ball?
Denver is a team that use passing lane a lot. And you could try Batum on Jokic because Batum and Kawhi, I think they're the two best in the team that, they reach with their hands in the passing lanes and they can steal the ball. And I think that's the way. And with Gordon, I just back off. Just let him shoot. That's all. He's not a shooter. He's just a slasher. So I just back off and let him shoot. And if he try to drive and just try to pick up an offensive foul, I take Jamal Murray, but is bothered by when Kawhi is with him, he gives the ball up easily, very easy. If you watch the games, every time Kawhi is on Jamal Murray, he calls for pick and roll. Or when he doesn't call for pick and roll, he gives up the ball.
Yeah, he does that, but the problem is that's why I don't want Kawhi on Jamal Murray. I would much rather have PG on Jamal Murray, because literally once Jamal Murray dumps the ball, he's making a cut. He's getting around the floor. And that's going to give Jokic so many looks, because if you look at that team, they spread the floor out so well, it's not as easy for PG and Kawhi to just get steals in the passing lane. It's not that easy when you have an elite back to the basket playmaking big man, because you have to be ready for anything and everything that's coming your way. And they just don't seem to have the correct the passing lane defense. They don't have the correct passing lane defense when it comes to Jokic, because they get caught up in trying to rotate so much around these other players, because they can knock down threes from almost any position. Even Jokic, even Aaron Gordon can get streaky sometimes. Go ahead.
But when they do the pick and roll, when Jamal Murray likes to do the pick and roll with Jokic, when they do the pick and roll with Jokic, Kawhi would be on Jokic and bother him more than PG.
See, but they don't even have to do the pick and roll with Jokic though. They got a big Aaron Gordon. Like, that's what I believe BJ was saying. Like, when you have Paul George on Aaron Gordon, Paul George, he's more of a finesse defender. He's not a strong defender like Kawhi is. He's a finesse defender. Aaron Gordon will tear his ass up, just like LeBron James would tear Paul George up. Paul George can bother him a little
That's not necessarily true.
Okay. And what's the reason why it's not as true as what y'all think? Go ahead.
Aaron Gordon is not he's not no dominant player like that. You think Paul George can't guard Aaron Gordon? You really think that?
Yeah, I really think that, because I've seen Aaron Gordon back down Kawhi, and Kawhi has had problems with Aaron Gordon himself, but he's just strong enough to even.
If you got that team going to Aaron Gordon as the option, and you got him backing down, that's a plus for us.
Oh man, you're right. If you got Aaron Gordon as a main offensive player, you have a problem. But what I'm saying is, with Jokic, if Jokic gets right there at the free throw line with his back to the basket, he has eyes everywhere around him on the court. Not Jamal Murray, but Aaron Gordon.
I do agree with you on the back cuts. We have to be alert on the back cuts, and that's been a problem for us this season. And
that's what I'm talking about with Paul.
No, go ahead.
Like, that's what I'm talking about with Paul George, though. Like, if Aaron Gordon catches the ball in the paint near the restricted area, Paul George won't be able to do nothing with Aaron Gordon. He won't. Like, he's just a little bit too small for Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon is not a small dude. Like, he's literally LeBron size, and that's why LeBron can be the only one to talk shit to him like that, because he's literally they the same size. Paul George will have a problem.
No, he won't have a problem as much as you trying to make it out to be, though.
All right. We got 20 people here. Let's come get this lights up. I'm gonna let Dom go, and I'm gonna let OC finish his point. What's up, Dom?
Yo, what's up? What's up, BJ? What's up, chat? Yo, so about this Clippers Nuggets matchup. So I was watching the Nuggets Sixers game, and I saw what they did in the second half. I pretty much kind of figured out what the Nuggets do and how to beat them. It's like, one, they offense stagnates when Jokic goes to the bench, because Jokic is the focal point of the entire offense. So if the Clippers and Nuggets was a matchup, John Wall would be very important coming off that bench. You need like a guy like that can give you some offense off the bench. Two, you want you want Zubac to actually, like, you would think like Zubac guarding Jokic, but no, you want Zubac to guard Aaron Gordon, and you want Kawhi to be because Jokic like to operate like at the 3-point line and right like from the free throw line to the 3-point line. So you want Kawhi Leonard to be guarding Jokic at the perimeter, and you want Zubac to cheat off of Aaron Gordon and let Aaron Gordon be a jump shooter. That's what the Sixers did in the second half. That's why they offense completely stagnated. They was up 15 in the third quarter and could barely even score after the Sixers made that adjustment.
Yeah, that was exactly.
I think that might have been one of the worst losses for the Nuggets that I ever seen because it completely exposed their offense.
Yeah, that was one of the main reasons we lost that game, the last game to them, because Aaron Gordon was hot that game, but he's not a great shooter.
Exactly, but that's why you put Zubac on Aaron Gordon and make him be a jump shooter.
With you. I agree with your assessment. I agree. I'm saying like he played well in that last game against them. That's why they hit us so hard because he was hot as a mug.
And if he get hot, you live with that. That's like
that's something you have to live with. He's the lesser of that whole front line. That starting five.
That's like Russell Westbrook getting hot, or like LeBron James getting hot from the three.
Right.
So what y'all doing with Jamal Murray? So we got the Gordon, which I believe Kawhi can guard Gordon. What are y'all gonna do with the Jamal Murray problem?
I mean, well, you just gonna have to go. What is that? You're gonna have to go over the screens, like and you just gonna have to put y'all got.
Hey, BJ, this what y'all sleeping on, or this what killed y'all a lot in that series in the bubble. Michael Porter Jr. was coming score 20 points during that game on y'all too. So what's the answer for Michael Porter?
You gotta have that's who you gotta have,
because he had a lot of success against y'all too. Not just Jamal Murray. That motherfucker was successful too.
I think with Michael MPJ, I think he's a streaky scorer. I think he has it sometimes he doesn't. He did his thing in the bubble, but I think we have the wings to bother him. I would personally put, if it was up to me, I would put Rocco on him or Paul George. Like you can go with PG or Rocco.
Yeah,
Rocco needs to play more, and that's one time we to actually put him on the court. He needs to be on the court more, and
especially in that series.
Definitely in that series. So he needs to play more, but we have the wings to throw at MPJ. My whole thing is Jamal Murray.
I'm gonna tell you who you put on Jamal Murray. Terrence Mann. If you guys believe in Terrence Mann, if you guys really believe in him, put him on.
Bro.
He can guard him. You put some size on him, he's not gonna be able to do all them step back jumpers.
He can't go under though. Terrence
Mann cannot guard Jamal Murray, man. Stop it.
He can, bro. Maxey was guarding Jamal Murray.
Oh my God.
I wouldn't. I mean, I would be more comfortable with PG guarding him.
And you put Kawhi on him every fourth quarter, Kawhi Leonard on Jamal Murray.
Right.
Yeah. Right. I don't see T-Man guarding Jamal. I don't think he can guard him. Because you gotta remember, Jamal is 6'5". He ain't 6'1", 6. He's the same height as T-Man. He ain't 6. People think Jamal is 6'1". Dude, he's 6'5". And he's
quite 6'5".
All right. What is Terrence Mann known for?
His defense.
Okay, so why you got to see what he got. You got to give him an opportunity to get on Jamal Murray. You got to test him out. But
we saw what he got the last two games.
He played him last game. Herm. He was playing against Jamal Murray starting point guard last game, and I think Jamal went for 25.
Yeah, but I think how y'all got your ass kicked the last time is because of Tyronn Lue rotation. It wasn't because of Terrence Mann couldn't guard Jamal Murray.
Nah, it's because but too, you could put Paul George on Michael Porter, and whatever his name is, Michael Porter Jr. or whatever like that, because Tobias Harris was guarding Michael Porter. Tobias Harris like 6'8". He's not really a good rim protector or defender. Paul George is a much better defender than Tobias Harris.
So y'all got the Batum.
Who you put on Batum?
So I'm talking about he said he don't think T-Man should be guarding. Who do you put on him?
I'll put PG on Jamal Murray. I'll put PG on him.
No.
To be honest,
Thank
y'all,
you. Yeah.
the guys that I'm gonna primarily put on Jokic though. I'm gonna put Nicholas Batum and Roku on Jokic, and I'm gonna have Zubac on Aaron Gordon, so Zubac could try to emulate what Embiid did. You gotta try to
Exactly.
emulate. You gotta try to
The only
emulate.
reason,
Yo,
the
and
only,
Embiid.
what has to happen though is PG, and this is why I say I'm so advocate of John Wall starting. He cannot play the point guard. He cannot be the PG, score, and play great defense. They're gonna have to give up one of those hats. I want PG off the ball, and I want him all over Jamal Murray. But if you try to start him at the point guard position, he's not going to be able to handle all those three assets of the game. I would put Paul George on Jamal Murray only if he's not having point guard responsibilities.
Nah, see, the problem is who guarding Michael Porter Jr. though. That's the problem. You need somebody with some
Terrence
height.
Mann.
Nah.
No.
Guys, well, we got Batum who can guard Michael Porter Jr. We got Rocco who can guard Michael Porter Jr. We got guys who are 6'8", 6'9", who can and plus again, Michael Porter Jr. again, he's a jump shooter. He ain't somebody that's gonna just dominate by his will. He's a jump shooter.
So who's John Wall guard when he on the court?
John Wall's coming off the bench.
Yeah, so it's not so much who.
No,
John
BJ
Wall
said he wanted to start.
Huh?
Nah, you need
starting like you said.
You need a spark off the bench.
Well, I mean, okay. So let's say this is why I say starting. I'm not so focused on John Wall's defense. I'm focused on what he brings on offense.
No, I get that part. I'm saying like he gonna have to guard somebody though.
I mean, guard the second. Who's the off guard on the Nuggets? Who starts as a two guard?
Bones. No, is it Bones? Bones coming off the bench.
No, it's probably.
Who's the off? It's not KCP, is it?
It's probably KCP, yeah.
Well, yeah, just have put Wall on the one of the second to two guard who's not going to really get off.
Yeah,
I mean,
but KCP's a 3-point shooter, and Wall likes to sag in the middle and not get out.
If you put guys around John Wall to play D, he'll play defense. If you put him with guys who are looking to lock up, he will get back on defense.
Yeah.
See, my question is for the Clippers coming off the bench, who's guarding Bones, bro? Because he's been a problem for us as well. Like that dude is a little bit too fast. But T-Man is gonna be starting though.
That's the issue. That's why I don't like him starting. I want him off the bench.
Nah, but here's where you can kill Bones.
Y'all really worried about Bones?
But this how you attack Bones. You attack Bones with Norman Powell. Norman Powell has been doing a great job driving to the cup. Get that motherfucking foul trouble. Get to the free throw line. Attack him. Every time you on the offense end, attack Bones Highland with Norman Powell.
And that's another thing. That's another thing. We talking about gonna put on them. Who they gonna guard us? Because we gotta make them guard too.
Exactly.
That's how you become a defense. That's how you impact the other end, like putting pressure with your talent.
Exactly.
Kawhi,
that's another thing I wanted to bring up with Gordon. With him having to guard Kawhi all the time, he ain't gonna be running around as much as he would be on. You know what I mean? If we got a prime Kawhi, we got MVP level Kawhi going at him every play. Come on now, he ain't gonna be doing all them extra shit. No, that shit not gonna work.
Exactly. It's gonna.
I just need y'all to take care of business so I can win this money, man. That's all I need y'all to do. Take care of business.
I feel you, Herm.
So Herm got a bet on us. You got a bet on us, Herm?
I bet y'all beginning of the season with the casino, y'all going to the final. So y'all do that. I win 5,000 off that. You know what I'm saying? So I need y'all to get to the final, man. Then I got some crazy bets with Elder capping ass. I always win Elder money.
Wait, I thought Herm was a Grizzlies fan.
Huh?
Weren't you a Grizzlies fan?
Yeah, but I understand my team though, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know we not championship ready yet, bro.
You understand their frauds?
Huh?
You understand their frauds?
Yeah. So I understand that we not ready yet. We a player away though. We another like we a superstar away though.
Man, y'all need to grow up.
I mean, we not mature at all. That's why I know we gonna get our ass kicked.
Bro, I would love to put I would love to see Z-Ball on y'all team, bro. think
Lord.
y'all
If we had a Zach Randolph and had a Tony Allen on that roster right now, none of this shit would be going on right now. None of this shit would be going on. None of it.
I'm gonna be honest too. If the Clippers, if the Nuggets have to play the Lakers in the play and like if the Nuggets keep the first seed and the Lakers land in that 8th spot and play the Nuggets might go home in the first round.
The Lakers not gonna make it because that's another bet I got. I bet it when the season started that the Lakers not gonna make the playoffs and shit. I need that to come through too.
I don't know. They might make it.
But I ain't gonna lie. From what I'm hearing, they might fit to give Fred VanVleet and Gary Trent Jr. They pull that off. I know I lost my money. I know
That's
I
a
lost
good
my
team,
money then.
man. That team's huge.
I know they gonna make it for sure then. Right now, they still in between. It's 50-50, so I don't feel bad about 50-50 probabilities. But
I think that's gonna be the Clippers' biggest challenge too. The Lakers.
they get that damn
No.
trade. They get that damn
What?
trade off though. Man, it's done. I'm gonna
challenge?
lose that money for sure.
What challenge, man?
Oh, did you just said the Lakers are gonna be our biggest challenge?
Yeah, I think y'all
The
gonna beat
Clippers
them.
own the Lakers now.
hell
The Clippers own the Lakers.
BJ, get 'em,
They
get
own
'em.
the Lakers.
Hell no.
If the Lakers get that trade now, they get
Oh.
Van Fleet. Hey, they get Fred VanVleet and Gary Trent Jr. They could beat the Clippers ass.
Yeah,
Then.
I know.
They
A lot of ifs.
still too small, bro. They still too
A
small.
lot of
That
ifs,
won't work.
bro. Lot
They
of
won't
ifs.
be too small. Gary Trent 6'6". Van VanVleet, yes,
So
he's
Go-
small, but he
Gary
ain't
Trent
no
is gonna
hole.
be on Kawhi.
He
Gary
ain't
Trent
no
is gonna be
hole.
on Kawhi.
He ain't no hole. He ain't no hole though. That's all I know.
Hmm.
Oh man.
I mean, is
Yeah,
Gary Trent
dude
gonna
is a
pass
lot.
the ball? Is he gonna
That
pass the
dude,
ball?
that
Yeah, I
dude,
keep forgetting. Fred VanVleet was clutch in that 2019 finals that y'all like to bring up
Damn
about
right.
Kawhi Leonard. He was
Yeah,
clutch.
Damn
he
right.
was clutch
And
because he was
Man,
getting the
coming
ball from
foul.
he
Kawhi.
was going Glock for Glock with Steph Curry. So man, don't sit up there like he can't ball. And he was the all-star last year. Don't act like
He
he
was still
can't
a
ball.
liability on defense, though. He was still a liability on defense.
No, he's not a liability on defense. That's the problem. He's not really a liability. Name a time you ever seen Fred VanVleet getting picked on the whole game. I ain't seen it. I ain't
Last
seen
game.
I
it yet.
can't say I've seen it either.
Yeah.
I can't say I've seen that.
I'm surprised Dominic is not. Did not say anything about Embiid.
nothing to say about him. I mean,
Embiid still gonna lose in the second round. I'm not worried about no damn Joel Embiid, and he ain't gonna get
He
past the
stayed
second
balling
round.
in the regular season. He balling his ass off now.
Shit, he was balling last season.
No, I
He
said
still
that's what I
didn't get
said. He
past the
stayed
second
balling
round.
in the regular season. He stayed doing that.
man, he balled in the playoffs too. He just get
Man,
injured.
hey, my
How you
nigga
think?
spell,
That
How
ain't
hey,
you
my
gonna be
nigga,
true, man. Come
my
on.
how you
nigga, my
think?
nigga, hey, my nigga
Can't use the
Embiid.
injury bug on the.
Man, my nigga
You know
Embiid
it's true.
specialized in coming in second. My nigga just like coming in second, man. Everything dealing with second, I know to put Embiid face next to it. Anything dealing with number two, put his face next to it, man.
He was
Oh,
injured that game against Kawhi. Was he injured then?
when he gonna be injured, shit,
Look what you just said.
I
Look
guess
what you
that's
just
just
said
bad
though.
luck.
No, but
You
you
thought
said he only lose because he injured.
no, but come on now. He wasn't even in his prime facing a
Yes,
prime
he
Kawhi.
was. Yes,
He
he
was not.
was. Yes, he was. He was still
That
in
was
his
his
prime.
second time in the playoffs.
So what?
So what? What do you mean, so what? He wasn't in his prime. He's facing a championship level
So
team.
when did he reach his prime then?
He reached his prime probably like 2 seasons ago.
I don't agree with that.
Yeah, because you probably don't really watch him like that. But
No, I watch a lot of games.
completely different player from 2019, bro.
That's all I do is watch basketball, man. I'm telling you, I watch a lot of games, and I've watched a lot of Embiid games. And no doubt, I take nothing away from his skill level, but he ain't showed us in the playoffs, man. He hasn't.
That's
I
cool.
told you that Kawhi was top 5 last week,
But
he
y'all,
got
That's the
back.
only knock I got against.
but we're not
Embiid.
gonna sit here and act like it was like he wasn't doing nothing in the playoffs. Like, it's a reason why they went to Game 7 and it took one of the luckiest shots of all time to beat him, and he wasn't even in his prime
But
yet.
you know what I hate though? You know what I hate though about that
Here we
shot?
go.
People act like that shot wasn't to win the, like they were still going to win that game. They still was, even if he missed that shot, they wasn't losing that game. That was a tie
it went into
game.
overtime.
Yeah, they still, there wasn't a loss if he missed that shot.
The Sixers made a comeback, and they were coming back,
No,
and then
but
they
I'm saying
tied the
most
game
people
up.
act like that.
So they had the momentum.
If he don't make that shot like that, just that lucky bounce is the reason they won that game. No, they still would have went into overtime.
Yeah, there's no guarantee they would have won, but
So there's a guarantee that Philadelphia would have won.
no, I'm just saying, there's no guarantee that either one would have won.
Exactly. So all I'm saying is people act like that. That's the sole reason they won. That lucky bounce is the sole reason they won. That's not true.
It's not true. Man. But either way, Embiid wasn't in his prime at that time. That was what, 4 or 5 years ago. So he's in his prime now. He has a solid team built around him. So
Sometimes you are what you are, man. And that nigga right now, he is what he is. He is second round ass nigga.
So how long did it take Michael Jordan to win his first championship?
I don't know her.
That's a totally different. That was totally.
No, all right, but since you want to bring that up, my nigga wasn't losing in the second round every damn year.
All right,
He was losing the first round.
Yeah, for 3 straight years. Rookie, second year, third year. And the second year, remember, the nigga was hurt. He missed 66 games in the second year.
Oh, so just how Embiid got hurt every playoffs is the main.
He ain't missed 60. He ain't missed no 66 games.
Bro. But exactly, he got hurt when it mattered.
Jordan, the Bulls for the most part improved every year when Jordan got done. And the Sixers was contenders. Remember, they was the fucking favorites when they got Jimmy Butler. When they had that big four, they was the fucking favorites.
Nah, they were.
And Bees had stacked.
The Warriors were the
Jordan
favorite.
had stacked
No.
teams.
They had Philly. They had Philly coming out the East.
No, first the Raptors. No, they had the Bucks come out the East, but first the Raptors. Philly was the favorites.
Yeah, but Embiid has
No,
lost
they
numerous
wasn't.
times with help, though.
Somebody go look that up. They was not the favorites versus the
They
Raptors.
was the favorites when they got Jimmy Butler.
Raptors had home court advantage and everything.
No, nobody was looking for the Raptors to do anything in that playoffs. Man, stop it.
Everybody was picking Philly.
Everybody
That's
was
a lie.
looking at Philly and the Bucks.
When they
Man,
got
come on
Jimmy
now.
Butler, everybody was picking Philly to come out the East.
Don't revise history.
Nah, Herm. I'm not going that far. I don't know. I'm double checking right now, but
Yeah, double check it, sir.
They were not favored. They come out the East, bro. They were not favored, bro.
When they got Jimmy Butler, yes, they was. I'm telling you.
Their best player wasn't even in his prime yet.
Oh, that was like Jimmy's second year prime. That's like.
Hey, how y'all look? What y'all think about that LeBron thing last night?
I mean, that was
crazy.
It was a foul, but you can't be so invested where you give up the rest of the game now.
But I guess here's my thing with LeBron. You played 20 years. You understand how shit goes sometimes. Fuck that shit. Man, you go win that motherfucking game.
What if I would told you
also frauds, man.
What if I told you LeBron led his team in not only points in the fourth quarter, but also points in overtime? What if I would told you he was only second in overtime points, only behind Jaylen Brown?
Yeah,
but what if I told you out of all the points, beside on points and assists, he was the guy that was most responsible for team points in overtime. So like real talk. He still tried to win. Like
that's bad leadership, though.
But Sturdy, I understand what he did, and I know what he did. But what I'm saying is, end of the day, when you play 20-some years in the league, you understand that bullshit happens. You understand that shit. Fuck complain. I would have mugged that river, but all right. In my head, bitch ass boy, I'm finna show you something. I'm finna end this fucking game. Because I know Boston are some hoes. Man, Boston is not a championship team, and anybody thinks so that they cap it like a mother. Boston is not getting out the East. They are terrible. They ain't shit.
I said that on True Show about. I think Sturdy was there. I said that on True Show. Y'all like that. Y'all not like.
I'm not judging. I'm not.
So
well,
who y'all got?
They all like that. We're not gonna lie. Like they definitely They definitely at worst a top 2 team in the East. But me personally, I'm just waiting because the East. I gotta wait for the Nets to get back healthy. I gotta wait for the Bucks to get fully healthy to get my full evaluation of who's gonna come out the East.
Hey,
I
but
agree with
Sturdy,
that.
I don't think Middleton gonna be back. I don't think Middleton gonna be the same this season. So I think Milwaukee really not gonna be a threat at all.
It's really that, because beyond with you, the role players got better, and that Joe
Yep.
Ingles pickup was great. It just
They missing Middleton, man. They missing that nigga, man.
Yeah, they miss Middleton bad. But I'll say this though about the LeBron situation.
That was a fucking. They cheated. They
It
cheated
truly
for
was a
Boston.
foul.
They cheated for
I
Boston.
understand
Yeah.
him being upset. I truly understand him being upset. He got fouled, no doubt about it.
But why
my thing
LeBron act like a 5-year-old?
That's what I'm talking about. Like
That was crazy.
for me, in
Now
my
that whole fourth quarter was bad by the refs, though.
by him being so demonstrative about that one situation, he kind of put it in the back of the head for his team to like, okay, we got an
can't win.
excuse now.
You can't win. That's why this
Yo,
thing.
anytime,
It kind of put in the back of his team's mind, though. Okay, we got robbed, so it's okay. We don't go on and win this fourth. I mean, it's overtime.
Anytime your best player is crouched on the ground, basically almost crying about a call, and then the role players got to come and console him. Like, come on, man.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, that's a bad look.
That's
And I
a
think
bad
the
look.
one thing
That sets
it
a
puts in-
bad precedence to your team.
I think was what we got to put in perspective is I paid attention to that part. I said basically, yeah, it was a foul. You got cheated. They definitely got cheated. But I was looking more so at what happened after the fact on LeBron as a leader.
Right.
You have to, and we saw this in the finals in Game 1 against the Cavs in back in 18, where
That's what it reminded me of.
Against the Warriors.
He slouched in the chair, knowing his team needed him. And situations like that are tests. You got to be able to hold it together. And then after the game is over, then you can show your emotion to your team, whatever. But that you don't think Jordan and Kobe behind the
Kill
scenes,
mode.
bro, they went through hell with their teammates, but they waited till after the game to do it. I think LeBron doing it on the court is a weakness that can be exploited.
Yes.
I think last night showed that he has a very that's a weakness he has, because that right there,
I agree.
I didn't like that on his knees and yeah.
No,
But
that look bad, but I disagree with the fact that we didn't see Jordan and Kobe getting their teammates on the court. That's just
that's not what
I'm
he
saying
said.
no, I
That's
didn't
not
say
what he said.
That's not what BJ said.
Sorry, I didn't know. What I said is that they're able to still hold a level of composure. Even if they're yelling at their teammates, they still hold a level of composure where they don't let their opponents see their weaknesses like that.
Man,
That's what
I remember 08, bro. The way Kobe was talking to Gasol, that shit was like, yo, that's a grown man right there.
Wait,
like,
did Kobe fall on the floor?
There's a
Did
difference
Kobe fall
between
on the floor?
Bro, that's a difference. I don't mind you talk. I don't mind you get on your
cussing somebody out
teammates'
and
asses for
crying.
bad mistakes, but when you to slouch in the chair like this and you get on your knees and be crying like
oh yeah, that's
you
a
never
fact. I
seen
agree with
nothing
that.
like
I agree with that.
okay.
Hold on.
shows pissed off and strength. One shows weakness.
He should have punched one of the refs. That's what he should have did.
What? Violence is not.
I like what Pat Bev did actually. I like what Pat Bev did actually.
Even though they
more
got
than what
checked,
LeBron
that's a
did.
better reaction.
He went to the ref calmly and said, and he actually did it in a sarcastic way, like, "Hey, this is a foul," but he didn't lose his emotion to the point where it's like showing a weakness. He just went to him and said that was a foul.
Yeah,
The NBA have to start.
Yeah, but you got to look at though. Pat Bev been an underdog type of nigga his whole career, so
that's a good point.
He could deal with adversity better.
That's a
The
good point.
thing about LeBron, bro. The thing about LeBron and Jordan and Kobe, bro. We got to realize LeBron has been handed everything on a platter ever since his high school days. Literally everything. Coming into the league, everybody knew he was the chosen one, quote unquote. Now, Jordan, he literally didn't make the varsity team in his high school. He had to work for his shit. Kobe, he was benched most of his rookie and sophomore year. He had to work for his shit. Literally. LeBron has everything handed to him. So I would call him the spoiled GOAT if he's a GOAT of anything.
No, I agree. That's a good point.
Let me say this real quick. Hey, do you know who gave LeBron that nickname?
Who? The spoiled GOAT or the phony GOAT?
No, the chosen one. The chosen one.
Oh, no, who gave LeBron that nickname?
It was
No,
Jordan.
ESPN.
No.
No.
It was Jordan. Ron Artest gave details to it and everything. They was playing scrimmage with Jordan in high school when LeBron was in high school, around 17 years old. Like he impressed Jordan. Jordan was so impressed by him. He was like, "Yo, that's the chosen one."
Yeah,
I
That's
thought
what
it
he
was Sports Illustrated.
with it.
that still goes to our point.
Second thing, like
Jordan always loved LeBron, by the way.
no, that's a fact. And like saying, second thing is like, bro, like, you know how many niggas came in the league hype? Bro, this the NBA. You gotta prove your fucking self, bro. Like, I don't.
He did a good job living up to some of the hype.
That don't make no sense to me. And like I said before, I 100% agree. As an image, as a leader, you whining, even if the call was definitely blatant, you whining, that don't look good. But I led my monologue with what his action did though. What did he try to win the game? Was the game close in overtime? Like, even with that bitch like identity move, what did he do? At the end of the day, he still competed.
That's fair. No, I didn't question his competitive as far as after, but I said I've seen I think the thing with LeBron and I stopped really comparing him to Mike and Kobe because they're just two different people. His emotions, you can just tell he has a trigger that if you trigger something on him, it will give him that weakness, that weak spot. And that was a shown of weak, and that's happened before. So I just think that's something inside of him that's not going to change. And if that's the case, then teams can exploit that.
I'm gonna call him Baby James now. Baby James.
Baby James. But it's like, to me, it's like, yes, he's proven himself in various different ways, but there's always been that extra edge that if you want to call yourself the GOAT, that he's never had for me.
I mean, that was a tantrum, man. That's what it was, tantrum.
Now, what edge you talking about?
That extra edge that go all out, you know, at every chance of the game, you know, like he has a tendency to, like, for instance, the defense, like he's not gonna play defense like, you know, a GOAT should. To me, he never, like, he's a good help side defender.
He's load managing on the court.
Right. That's my point.
Nah.
Oh, damn, y'all making me take up for LeBron, but I hate it. Man, but I ain't gonna lie though, like LeBron, his Miami years, that was his best defensive years, and he locked up a prime Derrick Rose, which nobody could contain.
On a super team.
Nobody, but he held Derrick Rose one-on-one.
I don't think that was so much. I don't think that was so much of him locking up or
shit. He locked up Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose was already tired from all the.
I'm gonna tell you why. Those games came down to the fourth quarter almost every game in that series.
Every game.
And LeBron James, he locked up Derrick Rose with a
listen to this.
He locked that motherfucker up.
I don't agree with that.
I'm a Bulls fan. I'm telling you what I know.
I got you.
Yeah, Herm got like 3 teams.
Me personally,
I got 2.
Y'all got the right to disagree. That's your opinion. But in my opinion, I think that had more to do with Rose not being ready for the moment, more so than LeBron.
Now Derrick Rose was ready for the moment. It was like with Derrick Rose, bro. Derrick Rose, he just got that it factor about him. He not scared of no moments. Just LeBron James. He was the better player. And he showed on both ends of the court against Derrick Rose. Even though Derrick Rose is 6'3". Think about it. They called Derrick Rose the mini LeBron. They called it the mini LeBron.
No, I feel you. The reason I have trouble giving him the full lockup, saying he locked him up, right? The reason I have trouble with that, because that's the same LeBron that later on in the playoffs let JJ Barea and Jason Terry blow by him over and over again. So if you gonna say he can lock up Derrick Rose, but he can't guard Jason Terry and JJ Barea?
Yeah, we watching different games.
He didn't guard Jason Terry and JJ Barea though.
We watching.
No, there was plenty of possessions where he got blown past by Jason Terry.
Yeah, we watching different games. That's all.
Go look at that. You can watch it yourself. You ain't got to believe me.
Not like a one, like hey man, from your perspective, like he didn't lock up D Rose in the fourth quarter, and he in the same light he got cooked by Terry and Barea multiple times. So yeah, you're right. Agree to disagree.
We need young Africa today, man. I mean, he's probably still crying about last night. So.
Yeah, where is young Africa? That's why we missing young Africa. That's who was missing. I don't know. It's been too quiet. Like, yeah, we missing somebody. Young Africa. Yeah, he definitely at home crying in his cottage.
No, but yeah, I got a lot of respect for LeBron, but it's just certain little things they try to add to his name that I just don't agree with. Like just certain little shit.
Like the tantrum.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, we need to use that against him. Like, if you frustrate LeBron, it's over. We seen that last night. If you frustrated him, then it's gonna be a benefit for us.
Man, there was nobody big than even LeBron is bigger than Al Horford. Of course, he's gonna score all those points, man.
Right, he's supposed to.
I mean, LeBron could have been the Celtics center.
Yeah.
So, Kawhi and PG out for today's game against Cleveland. I think I've your take on that, OC. What's up with this low management? Are you getting to the point, or have you gotten to the point where it's just like it's killed our team or killing our team?
Yeah, I'm frustrated with it. Yeah, absolutely. But I don't know what to do about it. You know what I mean? Just what can we do about it? They seem committed to it, so it's just like we gotta eat it.
Right. But when is it gonna stop?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, come on, man.
We got two more back-to-backs after this one. And right now, if we look at the seeding, I think we're fourth in the West, but it's so on top of each other right now that see if I can pull it up. So everything's on top of each other that anything can happen.
What about Spider? Spider playing?
He's questionable. I think he's questionable.
He'll probably play then.
So,
man,
is that updated,
bro? 4 through 8 got this. 4 through 9 since you got the same record. The fuck we do? What the hell?
Is that updated, BJ?
Yeah, it's from we're the fifth seed. Right
No,
now?
that's not updated. We 28.
We the fourth seed.
Okay, so this was before the game yesterday. So yeah, we moved in front of the Pelicans, who essentially, let me see.
They lost last night too.
Yeah, so that's what moved us in front.
The Clippers are 28 and 24.
Yeah, they're 28 and 24. The Pelicans are 26 and 24. So, yeah, we're 2 games ahead of the Pelicans.
So yeah, all right, I stand corrected then. So 4 through 6 got this essentially the same record now.
With 2 wins ahead of the Pelicans.
We can catch the Kings, bro. I think we can catch the Kings.
I think we can too.
I think we can catch
And
the Grizzlies.
Grizzlies is sliding right now too, so they might, keep sliding. You never know.
Yeah, we got time to catch the second seed.
Mavericks are in trouble.
Yeah, Mavericks are number 8 right now.
Man, that's why I was hoping at least one of them play. Man, we can go and get this win tonight, man. It's gonna be tough when.
Yes, that's why I'm mad.
It's gonna be tough without both of them, but we still win this game though. If Mitchell ain't playing,
I don't think so.
If y'all lose this game, y'all drop down back to the 5th seed, and y'all only be half a game in front of the Timberwolves.
Yeah, I don't know if is Donovan Mitchell playing. I'm checking right now.
Switch said nah, but like it's saying he's questionable, so I don't know.
Yeah, he'll probably play, especially if Kawhi and PG are out. He'll probably play. And
when was the last time Kawhi played in Cleveland?
I don't even know.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Load management.
Did he play last game against them?
Yeah, he played last game.
No, in Cleveland. In Cleveland.
Oh,
okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think Donovan Mitchell wants to get his get back against the Clippers, so I think he will play today. Because he always seems to lose to us.
Well, they have a chance to win tonight.
Hopefully, he had that next man up mentality. We come out.
I see that Rocco is not playing.
Yeah, I saw that too. Personal reasons.
Yeah, he missed last night too. Last night. Personal reasons.
Yeah, we got a good little stretch coming up games. This is gonna test our team right here. These games that we got coming up.
I'm worried about the Bucks.
That was a good. I'm not gonna lie. That was a good point by Africa last stream. Like that strength of schedule. That shit real, bro. Y'all up there. Y'all up there, man. Y'all can't be.
Well, here's the thing about the strength
if we got
schedule.
our players,
And this
though,
and Trini Man
said
we don't drop if we lose. We still 0.5 games in front of the Pelicans.
Yeah, but I'm saying y'all go. What? Wait, nah.
We don't move.
No, if y'all lose this game, they'll make y'all 25. Y'all make you 28 and 25. So
Right.
that means the Pelicans will get ahead of y'all because they got one less loss than y'all.
But
y'all
we got
still
2
be in
more
front of this.
wins.
But y'all still be in front of the
we still got more wins.
Timberwolves. Because remember the Timberwolves got one more. They got one more win than the Pelicans, but it's still behind the Pelicans because they have more losses.
Hold on, let me check this
No,
out.
the Pelicans lost last night, so they 24 too.
No, I'm saying that they're 26 and 24. They have the same amount of losses as y'all. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. The records is more so by the losses than opposed by the wins. Losses have a higher priority than the wins.
What's the head-to-head matchup between the Pelicans and Timberwolves?
Shit, let me check.
I think the Minnesotas beat them.
I know they played, but I don't know how many times they played. I'm trying to check.
Minnesota is the one that beat them last night.
Well,
I said I know they played.
For Minnesota to win, Cat has to be healthy.
Let me see.
Hold on, let me put the updated standings up so y'all can see.
BJ, you might as well wait till after the end of the day, man. Like, go
They don't
upload
play
it.
the 6. They don't play the 6:30.
Let's see.
So y'all can see.
They play these niggas.
Eagles score already? Dang.
Yeah. They've the Niners, they undisciplined right now. And I think game over, to be honest with you. Like no, real talk. That's what the Eagles needed. Like you get up 6 points on that defense. Now you make Purdy beat you. So, all right.
I won't say I totally disagree with that.
All right. So far, they played. Their first game they played against the Pelicans was December 28th. Trying to see the other one.
This the updated standings right here.
Yeah, so we're a full game ahead of them.
25th. Yeah, it's 1-1 between the Pelicans and the Timberwolves. 1-1.
They probably go by the point differential. Because it's I mean, I don't feel like it's just about the losses. You got more losses than you automatically get a lower. I think it's more so if the Clippers lose tonight, they will be 1 game behind them in the loss, but they're 2 games ahead of them in the wins. And that makes it, if you actually do the point differential, it's a 0.5.
We'll be 0.5 ahead of them.
Yeah, that's what I think Trini Man meant.
I don't know.
Because they don't play today, do they?
If you're looking at, like I said,
if we lose this game, we don't move. We still 0.5.
But like I said, that's not the case because remember the Timberwolves currently are the 6th seed behind the Pelicans, even though they have more wins and only 1 more loss.
No, but also you gotta look at it. Is it because of that, or is it because of something with the head-to-head matchups? Because they got 1-1.
Yeah,
it could be they look at the point differential when whoever won more, they can put that up. I don't think it's just strictly on you got more losses, so you're behind.
No, I'm saying losses are the high priority when dictating records. That's all I'm saying.
Let's get this win tonight.
But Minnesota wouldn't. Yeah, Timberwolves wouldn't go ahead of us because we have more wins.
No, I didn't say Timberwolves. I didn't say Timberwolves be ahead of y'all.
Oh,
I
okay,
said the Pelicans
my
will
bad.
jump ahead of y'all if y'all lose. Pelicans.
Pelicans.
Yeah, I don't think Pelicans. I think
Pelicans wouldn't
Pelicans.
either because they are a full game behind us.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think we're 2 games ahead of them.
We would have to lose and they win for them to jump.
Yeah, for them to jump us.
Yeah, they played the Bucks, so. But yeah, y'all said 2 of your best players down, so it look even odds to me.
Yeah, we need to. Well, I would love to have. I don't understand why they just didn't let Kawhi and PG play today and not play yesterday, because Atlanta's a worse team than Cleveland. I'd rather have them play today.
Yeah, because I agree with that, but I think they were thinking about I think I heard somebody talking about it, like they thought what's the name was gonna be out, Spidey was gonna be out, so it would be an easier matchup than the Atlanta matchup.
Or they wanted that revenge.
Yeah, I'm getting tired of this, wait 2 hours before the game to put the, injury report out. Like yesterday, it was undecided if they're going to play back-to-backs. All of a sudden, they ain't going to play. I'm like, you know what you finna do already. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Just go ahead and put it out there.
Yeah.
Well, then play one of them then. Play PG yesterday. Play PG yesterday. Play Kawhi today. I don't understand why PG out for back-to-backs. Is his hamstring, is it still hurting or not?
Yeah, I gotta remember, man. The Clippers
They're
not
trying
just
to protect it though, I guess.
The Clippers not just protecting them for the playoffs. They protecting them for that new stadium. They need faces for that new stadium, man.
We ain't getting the stadium until after next year.
Yeah.
We still got in the season. So
you can't afford for the PG and Kawhi to get hurt again.
What about John Wall? See, that's my thing. Like, it's not just those two; it's John Wall too. Why is he out for back-to-backs when he hasn't played in a year and a half? He the freshest one on the team, even though he's got the abdominal. He's been the freshest one on the team.
Yeah, I never got that either.
I don't understand their mindset, bro. I don't really.
The medical staff is overdoing that shit, man. They overdoing that shit like a mug.
Kawhi, is that a paper cut? All right, we gotta put your question in, man.
Oh man, that was a bad punt. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, but hopefully we get Luke hot tonight and we can go and steal this win right here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch. I already know it's gonna lose.
See, this is a game John Wall would have taken over. I want this. You know what? This is why I want to see without Kawhi and PG what the other guys are gonna do. What T-Man, what Luke Kennard. It's good. It's good. A good test. Marcus Morris is out as well.
Rocco would have been big for us too.
Rocco, and what the hell, Rocco? He's out. So yeah, this shit. Who's our starting five?
They'll probably put
Isn't Reggie? Reggie is questionable too.
Man, y'all going against the second best defense in the league.
Bro, our whole team.
Reggie's questionable too.
Yeah,
because he went out yesterday against the Hawks for a little bit.
It's questionable too.
I think that's more precaution.
Telling you, I think that some NBA teams have schedule losses.
Hey, it'd be nice to see Boston have a big game and take over like he did that Celtics game.
Yeah, I like Boston. Coffee probably will start. I like Coffee too.
Coffee will probably start. Batum will probably take the other.
Who's gonna guard the Cavs point guard?
Nobody.
You mean that man?
Yeah.
Okay. What about the Twin Towers?
Shit, I forgot about them.
That's why you get. Man, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Is Garland playing?
Yes,
Yeah, he playing.
Oh, y'all done, bro. Y'all done.
I'm telling you.
Y'all done, bro.
That's why I'm not gonna watch.
Yeah, somebody gonna have to tell me the score. So I probably ain't gonna watch either.
See, that's exactly BJ. You right. That's how they should have did it. Spider, even though Spider said no, Garland playing.
Carson said we're going 6-0 on this road trip. What's the next game? We got the Bulls next.
Bulls, Bucks, and something. You can put it back up.
Let me see. Let me put it up. Yeah, Bulls, Knicks, and Nets. That Knicks game is gonna be tough too.
Yep. Low key, let me see how the Bulls doing. Like they low key been playing decent last 20 games.
Man, that's a win. Come on.
Yeah, we should beat the Bulls. We should beat the Bulls. The Bucks. I think we can beat the Bucks. That's gonna be good to see Kawhi against Giannis. I want to see that.
Giannis gonna bring it.
Yeah, I know. That's why I want to see it. I want to see that. That's the finals I wanted to see, the Clippers and the Bucks. But the way things are going right now, man, there's so many things up in the air. And I want to see KD against Kawhi too.
Oh no. I think the quarterback of the Niners is hurt. He said he can't throw. Anyway.
But
all right, guys, I have to go.
Yeah, we're gonna end it here, y'all. We're gonna end the show here. I'll be back on
BJ.
If not tonight, I'll be back tomorrow for the evaluation for the game.
Yeah, evaluation of the loss later, guys.
All right, man.
All right. Salute, homie.
Salute.
Like and subscribe, y'all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And my man said, like and subscribe to the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. If this is your first time coming to the Pull Up Basketball Podcast, make sure y'all go ahead and give it to another person, basketball fanatic out there. Share the podcast, get the word out there. We're close to 2,000 subscribers right now. So we definitely appreciate the love that y'all been giving us over the last year. And we're going to keep growing, man. We're going to keep making this, thing pop more and more. We're going to keep having, good things for y'all coming up. More interviews. If y'all have not seen our interviews so far, a few interviews I dropped last week, go ahead and check it out. Had a Darian Vaziri yesterday, or this past week, a current Clipper supporter. One of the big podcasts out there right now. He was on the show earlier this week. Talked about the LA Clippers and Lakers game. He will be back again during closer to the playoffs, but he's very big with the Clippers and the history of the game. So go on and follow his YouTube page on Locked On Clippers, Darian Vaziri. Had a lot of good information. Coach Chad Bell of the Clippers, the player development coach. I got a chance to interview him. Talked about a lot of good things. Talk about the Clippers culture, what his day-to-day interactions is with the players, such as from Amir Coffey all the way to Kawhi. So we're gonna be dropping the last part of that interview today, after this show. Actually, matter of fact, so make sure y'all look out for that. And also, Metal World Peace and Kobe Bryant. You guys know Kobe Bryant passed away on the 26th on 2020, and put this back up here. Metal World Peace is one of his former teammates on the Lakers, so I got a chance to get somewhat of a good rapport with him. This was the day before he passed away, actually, 3 years ago. Came to our game, so I'm gonna drop the last piece of that interview today as well. But y'all continuously, support the Pull Up Basketball Podcast, man. I definitely appreciate y'all. Definitely appreciate the love that y'all give us on a constant basis and the support that y'all do, man. We couldn't be here without y'all. Until next time, we respectfully say, pull up a seat, pull up a chair, pull up, peace, out of here like swim well.